Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the latest issue of White Dwarf magazine. As per usual with all the videos, so if you like them, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, drop a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys, and it goes a massive way to help the channel too. And without further ado, let's crack on with it. So, issue 468 of White Dwarf magazine came out on Friday. And we got a couple of little freebies with it. So you got a transfer sheet for the Wolfspear chapter of the Space Marines. Up to you if you want to use it, kind of like the Tome Keepers that we had not long ago. Pretty handy if you not want to use water slide decals, entirely up to you. But a pretty cool chapter nonetheless for your Space Marines. Which, if you are getting Imperial magazine and you haven't settled on your Space Marine chapter, could be pretty handy to have. You also get a double-sided poster of good old Necromunda Hired Gun on one side and Soul Storm, I think it is, Storm Ground on the other side. Yeah, if you like your Warhammer posters, yeah, something else for free. And you also get a few bits and pieces to cut out from the pull-out section in the middle of the magazine for a good old kill team. Entirely up to you if you are going to use them. Yeah, I probably won't, but they do that quite regularly with good old White Dwarf with adding them pull-out bits. So, let's jump into the magazine then, shall we? So, starting off in one of my favourite sections of his magazine, and that's a contact section. We've got a lot of great minis to look at. So we have some good old Celestine, the Living Saint, just up there from your Adeptus Sororitas range. We have Blood Bowl Orc and Goblins as well from the new Black Orc team that came with the most recent set from good old Blood Bowl. Awesome Gotrek as well. I do love that Gotrek model. It's a really cool one, and one that I must admit I'm always very tempted to get for myself. And we have some awesome Stormcast Eternal Retributors as well on here, which look very good. They're all nicely painted. They're all very well painted minis as well on these pages. Then we've got a whole host of other very well painted minis. So we have some converted Nurgle's Fallen Children just on here as well. So mixture of like from Blight Kings and stuff like that as well that have been mixed in with them and adapted to kind of resemble a more pox kind of driven army. We have some more Adeptus Sororitas, Academist and Battle Sisters, which have that cool whitish grey armour, which I must admit I do really like, and it's one of the coolest ones that you've seen for a long time. Really good. And you have an awesome Palatine Enforcers just down here as well, which look really awesome and really cool. And then we have some awesome Chaos Warriors of Nurgle, should I say, just down here, that have been slightly converted and slightly mixed up to be a bit more interesting. And some other cool models as well, so like a Loon Boss on a giant Cave Squig, which Cave Squigs are always a bit more fun, and another Loon Boss as well just above it. So a couple of Loon Bosses in there, and some really lovely minis. Really do like a lot of them, like the Tree Man. The Tree Man is awesome. I really do like it. It's a pretty cool Tree Man. I've got one myself, which when I reach over and grab it, which is one of my favourite Blood Bowl minis that I think I've ever painted. Really good fun, and I really enjoyed painting that guy up. So yeah, so really good stuff in the magazine, as per usual in the contact section, because I love seeing pictures of other people's painted minis, which is always really good fun. Heading into the 41st millennium, we are greeted by the Index Strates for the Wolfspear. Founded during the early years of Era Indomitus, the Wolfspear are blood brothers of the fabled Space Wolves and descendants of the Primarch Leman Russ. Cold and taciturn, they are nevertheless possessed by a powerful weird, a spiritual force that makes them excellent hunters. Some may even say predators. So if you're looking for a Space Marine chapter to go for, these guys are pretty cool. So very heavily focused on the Space Marine, on the Space Wolves, which is one of the chapters I actually really love, and definitely one of the coolest chapters out there. you could go for something like these, and these look really, really good. And it gives you a lot of backstory behind them and how they kind of came about, and also their armor type as well, and their kind of sigils and their markings that they regularly have on their armor. And I must admit, part of me is a little bit kind of jealous that I didn't paint those up instead of and went for the Sons of Medusa. But really, really good stuff. If I ever do a second Space Marine army, this might be the ones that I go for, because these are pretty damn cool, having that kind of white, grey armour and black, which does actually look really, really good. But really, really cool stuff to see these guys in action, and then kind of find out about more a bit about their stratagems, their traits, and all their different markings, which look super cool as well. And if you are looking for a Space Marine chapter to paint, this could be the one for you, because you could make these very, very cool and have the symbols of an iconography for them is actually relatively easy to do, so you can have a lot of fun with this and get going with these guys if you wish to. Or you could do the Tome Keepers from what we had a few issues ago. But I mean, look at these models, they look fantastic. I know they're painted by the Warhammer team and everything, but they look absolutely spot on. They look really, really good. They look fantastic. The armor color scheme is really, really cool and looks really good. So yeah, I can't say I can't blame anybody if they went for this chapter at all, because it's super cool. Now, going into A Tale of Four Warlords, we get to see 4 more Warhammer 40k armies: Space Marines, Necrons, Sisters of Battle, and Orcs. Now, I won't lie, these are very, very, very close to what I've been painting. So, first off, the Space Marines is the Sons of Medusa. So, mine obviously have a slightly different take to these guys, but also very, very similar in a lot of ways as well. And I must admit, I'm impressed by them. I like them. I think they're really, really cool. I think they look really good. And yeah, definitely one of the coolest Space Marine chapters that I've really kind of delved into and looked into before. Really, really good stuff, and I do really like them. They look cool. I like the fact that the tank is black and they've got also a green one. I do actually have myself a Razorback that I bought recently because it was fairly cheap. I went into my local game store and they're doing 20% off good old Warhammer, so I bought a Razorback because I could. And yeah, I've got to paint it up, but it will have a very, very similar style to these in the end. So it's quite nice to see that and kind of get myself some little bit of like validation of what my idea behind my painting for it will be. So really, really good stuff to see on these. I like the fact that the bikes have been painted up as well. It gives me some inspiration because we will get some of the bikes later on in Imperium magazine, so it does kind of inspire me a little bit with them. Got your Necrons. So with the Necrons, they are the Focht dynasty. So these are pretty cool as well. So they have a lot of kind of pale blue to them, and they are very, very silver. So not 100% like the Necrons that I have painted, but they have a slight similarity in some ways, because it does look like they have been painted with thematic blue over the top, but a few layers of it on certain parts as well, like them shoulder pads and everything like that for them. The good old Adeptus Sororitas, the Sisters of Battle, are the Order of the Ardent Shroud, which is another cool paint scheme, which I must admit I really like. It's that silver paint scheme with red robes and kind of mixed black and everything like that. They look really good. We are getting some Sisters of Battle with Imperium magazine, so if you're trying to think of a different order that you can paint for your Sisters of Battle, this could be the one for you. There are a few others out there as well, so have a good think about it, ponder over it, kind of pick your colour scheme, or go for a whole new order that of your choice if you wish to. Really, really good stuff though. And then we have some 40k orcs. So these are the Goths. So orcs generally look very, very similar all the time really. There's not huge amounts of difference in between them from a lot of what you see. In kind of terms of skin tone, they always are dark or they're light. You do get some people who paint up different coloured ones, but they can be really, really good. But the armour kind of style looks generally kind of the same in all honesty. But they do look really, really nice. They look really well painted. There's a lot of dusting of kind of like pigments and everything like that to give it an earthy kind of texture, and look like they've kind of definitely kicked up a lot of dust. So really, really good stuff to see on there. And then we get to see the operational briefings as well on there, and a few other bits and pieces. So really, really good to see all of these. Heading into the Age of Sigmar, we have a map for the Realm of Death, aka Shyish, and it's pretty cool. It's all done in purple, which looks really, really nice. It's that Shyish kind of purple glow to it and everything like that. So give a bit of information about the realmscape of Nagash's kind of realm itself, and a lot of cool bits and pieces. So about the Prime Innerlands, we got some nice kind of photos from Stormcast Eternals and good old Nighthaunt. We get some more information about key locations like Lethis, for instance, and the Shyish and the Deer, and they're in Carstinia as well, which is always really cool to kind of read up on. And then we move on to a Tome Celestial. So the Tome Celestial is detailing more to do with the Slaves of Darkness this time round, and the kind of ruinous powers of Chaos, the Three-Eyed King, Archaon the Everchosen, and really, really good stuff. So pretty interesting, pretty cool, and definitely worth a read through. We also get some information about the Dark Master, Be'lakor, and some other bits and pieces as well. And it goes on for quite a while, so it kind of keeps you keep going for the updates that you can use for your Age of Sigmar if you're going for Chaos or anything like that. And it keeps you going quite a hell of a bit, really. It goes on quite a while. We also have some painting tips as well from the Heavy Metal team. Now, if you are painting up the new Oryx for Cruel Boys, this is actually very, very good stuff to have going for it as well. So you can kind of get going with all your different kind of painting schemes for the new Oryx if you wish to. So this will kind of go through the different types of skin tones you can kind of get from it, whether you're going from the kind of more bog standard or if you're going for something slightly earthy, and even all the way through to a kind of like a paler colour for your Cruel Boys. And also a bit of painting detailing for the good old Breaker Boss on the Maya Brute Troggoth, which is one of the newer models, which is a fantastic model as well. It's a really, really good one, and definitely worth having a read through, having a look through it as well. So you can kind of go through and detail how you want to paint up a Troggoth if you wish to. Very, very good, handy tips from the Heavy Metal team. And that is generally it for the issue. I'm not going to go through all the other bits. There's some good fiction in there. There's some other bits and pieces as well to do with both 40k and Age of Sigmar. And the next issue will be on sale on the 15th of October. And we get some nice images for the Underlords of Barak-Nar, which are one of the Hadron chapters and kind of forces. So really, really good stuff to look through, and they look pretty cool. And they've done it in a very nice kind of rusted metallic way, which looks really, really good. And having them lava kind of flows on the bases looks fantastic as well. It makes them stand out a lot more, which is really, really cool. It makes them look like they are very earthy, and both definitely been pondering around the lava fields for a long time, inflicting a little bit of rust and a little bit of damage and heat damage to their kind of suits, their weapons and their ships, which is always really, really good to see. And that's it for me. A very, very quick one. Thank you very, very much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you very, very soon for some more videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye now.